It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday. We made it, and the weather has been pretty nice for us overall this week. We are talking about really nice conditions setting up as we gear up to head into the new weekend, too. So, good news all around. Nice way to end the work week with a nice weekend forecast ahead. You're going to notice a little bit of a cool down in the forecast today. Of course, that cold front came through on Thursday, allowing for some cooler, dry air to build into the Ozarks. So while we may experience a bit of a cool down today, it's not going to be cold. 60 degrees, my high temperature forecast on this Friday afternoon. And we are starting the day as of 5 a.m. in the upper 30s, above freezing though. And it's going to overall be a pretty nice afternoon if you want to head outdoors. Sunshine in the forecast, and I have us remaining rain-free in the forecast through much of the weekend. An elevated fire risk, though, does continue. So I have to mention that because it could pose hazards to us not just today, but also Saturday and Sunday, particularly next week. Looks warm and windy, especially as we start off the new work week. I'll talk more about those potential record highs in just a minute. Focus on the fire danger for a moment, too. This is going to happen every single afternoon, starting today, lasting all the way through Tuesday of next week. If you have any burning to do, it's really just not a great choice of time. Elevated fire risk for our area. It's going to occur for portions of southeastern Kansas, as well as us here in the Ozarks as well. This elevated fire danger may occur again on much of the area this afternoon and then Sunday through Tuesday, especially for the grasslands. This means that fires can take off very quickly, spread rapidly. So outside burning is heavily discouraged, not just today, but all through the weekend and even the beginning of next week. Avoid parking on dry grass and check for trailers, dragging chains. Anything that could spark a flame is very dangerous in these types of conditions. It is going to be incredibly warm. I mean, we are going to be talking about springtime by early next week, nearly 25 degrees above normal next week. It's going to be pretty incredible. In fact, record high temperatures are in the upper 70s, and the forecast is to break it. We could be pushing 80 by next Tuesday. The forecast is for 78 degrees. And of course, this time of the year, there's always a trade-off for the warmth. It comes in the form of wind or storms, and I think we're going to see a bit of both of that by next Tuesday night into early Wednesday. I'm forecasting for some stronger thunderstorms, so it's something to keep an eye on. Definitely the 78 will feel nice on Tuesday. We could see records fall in other places across the Ozarks too, but it could come with a bit of a trade-off in the form of storms. I do have rain chances that arrive again by Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week, and we'll have to watch for the potential of strong storms with some of those. High temperature today in Springfield, 60. I think we're at 60 with sunshine on Saturday also. By Sunday, we're back into the 70s. I have 71 for the forecasted high in Springfield. By Monday, we're going to see numbers climb into the mid and upper 70s, and we'll be pushing 80 degrees. I think we get to the low 80s in northern Arkansas. Storm chances will return late Tuesday night into early Wednesday. I told you yesterday about the potential for some strong storms by the middle of the week, and I think that this is still on track for somewhere in the Midwest. Could get some pretty powerful thunderstorms by Wednesday. Around the country, what's making headlines, not just elevated fire risks for us here in the Ozarks, but we also have fire weather conditions for much of the southwestern United States due to very gusty winds and dry conditions. And then we've got this impactful storm system on deck for the middle of next week. It's the same one I was just talking about that could impact the Ozarks. A whole lot of the country is talking about this very powerful trough that will be moving through. Right now, it's a bit too early to start outlining who's going to get severe weather exactly, but that may come into a bit more of a clear picture over the weekend. So definitely we'll be watching that on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather here and have an update for you on Monday morning about those powerful storms set to take place somewhere in the Midwest by the middle of next week. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question today. I will wrap up some of the presidential questions, but it's been kind of a fun week doing those. This U.S. president is the first and only independent candidate ever elected to office. Do you think it was A, George Washington, B, John Adams, C, Thomas Jefferson, or D, James Madison? The answer was A, George Washington. Congrats if that was your pick over at aroundtheozarks.com. Indeed, George Washington is the only person unanimously elected to the presidential office and the only independent candidate elected as U.S. president. So, if A was your choice, all correct answers are entered to win a $20 gift card to Scooter's Coffee. We give that away every single day here on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. All right, here's your question that I'll have the answer for you on Monday. What toy was inducted into the U.S. National Toy Hall of Fame in 2008? Do you think it was A, a basketball, B, a slinky, C, an easy bake oven, or D, a stick? Which one of those do you think made it in 2008? So think about what time the toys were popular. What do you think was so popular that it made it into the Hall of Fame in 2008? Let me know your guess. You can do that at aroundtheozarks.com. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and find some time to get outside today or Saturday or Sunday. Lots of choices for you this week. It's going to be a great weekend in the Ozarks, and we'll chat again on Monday morning. I'll have the answer to this brain twister trivia question and an update on severe weather chances